All right, we are starting the coverage of the 2020 presidential election. This has been an historic election. Republicans have nominated the first woman of color to be the vice president. There has been a Green Party candidate gaining significant momentum. And, well, the president resigned. This is going to be an intense election night, folks. Prepare for the ride. All right. We have our first poll closing here from the state of Indiana. 8% reporting. Stevens is leading. Too early to call there. State of Kentucky. We can project Stevens will win there. My decision desk has just called that for the Stevens campaign. Let's look at the map there. Kentucky being called for Stevens. Hold on. Well, the Sanders campaign, I've been hearing the Sanders campaign feels very confident going into tonight. They think they can pull off a major upset. Stevens has been leading in polls, but polls can be wrong, and they can be very wrong. And currently, this is the map. 8 electoral votes. We can project that Vermont goes to Robert Sanders. So we have 8 electoral votes for Stevens, 3 electoral votes for Robert Sanders very early in the night here. And we have a major, and Vermont, 8% reporting. That is called for Robert Sanders here. Pretty safe to say that Robert Sanders is going to win in his home state, in the home state of Senator Bernie Sanders, his brother, I think. So that is our poll closing time. That is our poll closings here. I'm going to give you a little brief history on this race. The twists and turns of this campaign trail. So first we had Chase Stevens taking on the president, well, then President Troy Hay, an inexperienced leader who's not really done anything, and Chase Stevens was leading pretty big in polling, leading double digits over Troy Hay. And to make matters worse, then came Robert Sanders. But then Robert Sanders showed that he's a major candidate when he took a lead in a poll, and he took a lead by 8 points. And just major media companies like Fox, MSNBC, they had town halls with Robert Sanders where he would just go and, discuss his ideas that Americans thought were crazy and radical, and he was able to sell his ideas and make the country more progressive. Then the president dropped out, and it was basically a two-way race between Chase Stevens and Robert Sanders. Chase Stevens being the front runner by a little bit. And then Marty Davies came in, and it made it a three-way race. Marty Davies is the acting president right now. He's done some stuff. He wants to get his name in. Some say that Marty Davies could win because of the power of incumbency and the fact that he hasn't really hurt our country yet. But he's been polling third or just tied at second. If you look at polling, Chase Stevens has a clear advantage, but again, polling can be wrong. And that's that. This election is said to be one of the highest turnouts in American history. The highest turnout. We are looking at some Senate races here, specifically in, the Democrats want to take back the Senate, but the Republicans have 61 seats in the Senate. That's just kind of hard for the Democrats. So maybe just narrow the Republicans' advantage in the Senate. And also the House, the Republicans have 250 seats in the House. It's a crazy amount of seats. It really just started with the red wave during President Hayes, during the middle of President Hayes' presidency. I mean, it's really been a disaster. We're in an economic recession. Voters are just not happy with the way things are. Let's see if there's more.
Stop. The relative can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. It may increase your risk of bleeding.
Hello, Bryson. It's our senatorial candidate, Bryson Pittman.
I'm not running.
Bryson, what do you think of the results?
What are they?
Hold on. I'm trying to get it. Screen share. Here you go. This is right. This is the results right now. Indiana's too early to call. We haven't really called Indiana.
We need people that are stupid. We need smart people. I can tell you that.
And it is Republican candidate Chase Stevens. How are you feeling about the results right now?
I'll tell you something. Results always favor Democrats, but I can tell you this. I am going to be the next president of the United States. It's going to be great. We have so much tremendous support. It's unbelievable. You know, I talked to
Nobody supports you.
I talked to some of my business associates the other day, and they said, you know what, Chase, you have the greatest chance of winning this election than
That
anyone
is
else.
the greatest
Right
lie
now-
I've ever heard.
Right now, I'm sitting in Stevens Tower, and we are waiting for the results to come in. And we are feeling very confident that we will make this country great again. I can tell you that.
You're not gonna win.
Huh?
What is this?
We are going to make this country great again. Believe me, okay?
All right.
We're gonna
this-
make it great again with electing a Green Party candidate.
All right. So, Robert Sanders, how are you feeling about the early results right now?
Well, what are the early results? I haven't gotten them.
Tell Ashton to post live. Tell that loser Ashton Shabazz to post live results.
Hey,
okay?
don't-
I mean, I have live coverage.
Don't say that about
Oh
our.
wow,
thing
these
we
are
respect
some
the
very
Senate.
unexpected results. Kentucky went for me, and Vermont went for Robert.
I
That
know.
is crazy.
Dude,
No one,
we're still at the 6:30 p.m. poll closings.
no one could have expected that. Believe me, okay? I pulled off a win that no Republican has been able to win. The state of Kentucky. Believe me.
Yeah. I mean, Kentucky going for you would be impressive if we were like in the 70s or 60s or so.
Let me tell you something. I party like it's 1999. Believe me, okay?
Look, at the end of the day, Chase's policies are just dangerous for this country.
How are my policies scary? Crazy Robert. Believe me, he's crazy. You know, the other day, I'm talking, right? And I'm watching this on TV, okay? And he says, we need Medicare for all. This guy is unbelievable. Can you believe it? I'm a businessman, okay? And I can tell you, we can't afford Medicare for all.
So
I
if
can
you're a
barely afford.
businessman,
And
you
look, I
know
run a
that
billion-dollar
Medicare for all
company.
would
I run the
reduce
most
your
successful
overall
company
cost of
in the
healthcare
world.
for your company.
And it's hard to be able to afford healthcare.
Okay, shut up.
Yes,
Shut up.
I agree with
Shut up.
If you
$1
were
trillion. That's a lot of
really-
dollars. Believe
Be
me.
quiet.
If you were
Be
really
quiet.
a businessman, you'd know
We
that
need to
okay,
invest
Medicare for
in
all
our
will
military.
reduce your costs as for your business.
I will kick both of you.
You can't do
Bryson,
that.
You're very welcome to.
Be quiet, both of you.
Me?
You.
What are the exit poll results?
I haven't even voted in the exit poll.
Yeah, the exit poll's kind of looking like a joke right now.
Okay, well, chill out. Both of you have good points. I actually don't even like you, Chase, so you really don't have a good point. But both of you put up arguments, but just wait. We'll see who wins. Be quiet.
Yeah.
The Democrats will win this election.
Let me tell you something. Democrats don't understand what they're doing to this country. I can tell you that.
Chase,
Guys, I'm about to.
We have
Literally.
in
Chase, be quiet.
unemployment rate. I can tell you that. We need to make it better.
Okay, yeah, I can tell you to be quiet. Hush. JP, continue.
All right, we have
Senator
a
Shabazz,
projection
good to see
out
you.
of the state of Indiana. Chase Stevens is just called the winner in Indiana.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
Indiana will still benefit from my policies once elected president of the United States of America. And no matter what state I win or lose, I will be
Okay, yeah,
able
that's all. Yeah, that's beautiful. That's
to
beautiful.
ensure
That's beautiful.
that
Hush.
everybody
I
has a
think
voice
Both of you be
we
quiet.
can't had enough
against
time.
corrupt, evil,
Both
and
of you be
greedy,
quiet.
I have a question.
institutions Such as Wall Street.
This is not a
prison industrial
debate. Why
complex,
are you having a
military
question? Be
industrial
quiet.
complex.
I have a question. It's very important.
This is not a debate. This is not a debate.
Proud to be an
Hush.
American, where at least I know I'm free.
All right.
JP, do you have any updates?
Yeah, we just called Indiana.
Okay, now please call them. Call them.
All right, we're working on 7 p.m. poll closings, right, Ashton?
Yes, we are, JP.
Yeah. Work on them. Duh. All right, Virginia. The Davies gets gets. Actually, no. Chase gets an advantage because he only campaigned. He was the only one.
Okay, well, whoever's ahead, whoever gets the most votes should win. Plain and simple.
All right.
This
I got the
democracy.
percentage of votes and stuff like that.
What channel are we streaming this on?
My channel.
Cool.
Okay, I'll be back. I'm going to see what's going on in the mech chat real quick.
How is 7:30 poll closings going?
It's going good.
So I was thinking when 7 o'clock poll closings are complete. I can't talk about that now. Me and JP were having a serious discussion about state costs. Then Bryson, you jumped in.
Yeah, facts. Yeah.
I will not accept the results from the Texas Senate race. I do not want to serve.
Dang. Well, there's always a first for everything.
I don't want to show off no more. Oh, that's for my place. Sorry.
I'm proud to be an American.
All right, no. It's only
I'm free.
Oh, please, you call that singing? This is how you do it.
Right?
No, this is how you do it. I'm proud to be an American, or at least I know I'm free.
All right, that's better, but can use work.
And I want to stand up next to you and either to today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land.
God
See, my voice
bless
is better.
the USA.
All right. Gotta get Florida and New Hampshire. What we call for Robert Sanders, I think. Come on, guys.
I had to do something. I'm about to hop on the slides in a second.
Alrighty. I guess that just leaves me and Bryson.
No, I'm about to stay in a call, but I'm on the slides.
You're working on the slides?
Okay, let's do this.
All right, man. Just wait until you see the 8 p.m. poll closings. Oh, that's going to be fun.
Oh, yes, Daddy.
No, the 8 p.m. poll closings are like the biggest poll closings ever.
Yeah, they have the biggest amount of electoral votes. If I ever run for president, I wouldn't run. You feel me?
Yeah.
Okay, that's New Hampshire. Is that, I don't think you can characterize that as too early to call.
I don't know. I was just gonna call that actually.
Oh, okay. It's kind of weird that, yeah. Poor Marty. God bless the first gentleman and his soul. Bryson, did you hear about the first gentleman's passing? So sad.
All right. We
Wait,
have
we're
our.
not ready. We're not ready. Are we ready?
Yeah, it's the 7 p.m. vocals. That's pretty much all in.
No. What about Ohio and North Carolina, West Virginia?
Oh, those are 7:30.
Why do we have New Hampshire up here? This is just stupid. Have you checked your poll closing times?
Yes.
What are you using?
New Hampshire does close at 7. It's just like there's like small chunks of votes that come in there.
Okay, what's the update on the vote totals?
And Virginia is too early to call. Florida. Hold on, I'm gonna play some music because this shit's getting. Florida, too early to call. Very close race there. And we can project New Hampshire, the home state of Governor Sanders, goes to Robert Sanders. Georgia, 3-point race, too close to call. Maybe that's too close to call. And
Now, can we see the map?
as we look at our electoral map here, Chase Stevens has 19 electoral votes. Robert Sanders has 7 electoral votes.
And President Daves has 9. Now,
All right.
everyone. So, what do these results tell about the current tell about the current political climate in our country?
Well, the Democrats are very divided, and Republicans seem to be united. But in states like, the Democrats have the Green Party has a lead in states like Virginia, states like Florida. And even states like Georgia. Robert Sanders could actually win the presidency.
He would be the first Green president.
Yes, he would be the first president from the Green Party, becoming the first third-party president.
All right, but we have to take into consideration that after Troy Hay won the Democratic nomination, the first gentleman died. He dropped out the race and gave the nomination to President Daves. That caused division among the party, which led Robert Sanders to launching a Green Party bid.
Well, Robert Sanders didn't launch his Green Party bid because of that. He wanted progressive change, and he wanted to redefine socialism. He wanted to convince America, educate America on his policies, and he did that through town halls. There are plenty of mainstream media outlets that gave him time to speak to audiences, and he just really spoke to the voters and spoke in a way that they could understand.
Okay, JP, what are the exit polls telling you?
Oh, the exit polls have 1 vote, two votes. Oh.
Oh,
All right. Well, it seems that economy is the most important issue.
but
Nobody thinks Marty Davis is a change candidate.
The economy actually dropped while Troy Hay was president.
Yeah, that's a key talking
were
point
near
for Republicans. The economy's stupid.
We were near recession.
Yeah. Davies' approval rating Is Chase too conservative? Is Robert Sanders too liberal? I can't really speak. These are just early exit poll numbers here. But they could show something. Let's look at our popular vote results. If we have 22 people. Oh my God, this is wow.
Oh, really?
Wow, wow. People are really showing up. The 22 people voting.
All right, let's go to the scene at the Sanders campaign headquarters where people are cheering and happiness. It's still pretty early, so they should be knowing that. At
The Sanders campaign is feeling ecstatic. They think they have literally just won the presidency.
All right,
The Chase Stevens
camp,
campaign is in shock.
and there is absolute
They
silence
think-
at the Marty Daves camp.
The Marty Davis campaign, they're just embarrassed either way.
People are crying. Some people are left early.
Yes.
The-
Some people at the Chase Stevens headquarters in Dallas, Texas, have just left the camp, the campaign, as the early results do not look good.
And they have just removed the confetti canyons from the Marty Daves camp.
All right. Hey, Ashton, how are there 22 votes? I'd like to check. We have to check fraud.
Yes, I will check for fraud because this seems kind of suspicious. Mate, can you work on the 7:30 slides?
Yes. Yeah. 7:38.
Oh, okay, we have a fraud.
Huh?
We have 2 fraud votes.
All right.
Okay, so
We're-
that lowers it down to 20. And their usernames are kkkgenius@gmail.com.
That's Jacob Tawney.
Okay, and a load. No, Jacob Tunney already voted.
Oh, okay.
And a load of scrambled letters. So we're just gonna we're going to remove those votes at the end of this election.
How about just remove it now so we don't get them mixed in with our results?
All right. But if you're in the Sanders campaign, you have a lot to be happy about.
Yeah. Except tell your people to not commit voter fraud.
Oh, okay. We have a new thing. It's another fraud.
All right,
And they voted for
Robert
Robert
did.
Sanders, and I'm gonna put it. This vote voted for Robert Sanders. Their vote was fuck black people at kkk@gmail.com.
Wow, these people are very racist in their
And
voting
they voted
fraud
for Robert
methods.
Sanders. All right, we have actual legit vote right here, so we're not gonna delete that. The legit. Okay, that's getting deleted. A lot of these fraud votes are coming in from Robert Sanders.
Yeah, I figure so. I mean,
So there's some fishy stuff going around.
all right. Can you delete those votes and I'll refresh the results? So I get
Alright. All right, all fraud votes have been deleted.
all right. 20 responses in, right?
19.
All right. Load.
Actually, yes, 20. I'm sorry.
All right, yeah. All right. The popular vote seems to be going to Robert, 50 to 35. Pretty big.
But a big change that Republicans are actually winning in the House and Democrats are winning in the Senate.
Yeah.
So that's a big turnaround. If results stay the way they are, we will have a split Congress, which would be hard for Robert Sanders to get legislation passed.
Yes.
if he does become president, even if Chase Stevens becomes president, or a small possibility Marty Davis, they will have trouble getting legislation passed from a split Congress. Okay.
Right.
Okay, so this is an
Not
election
campaign.
for the century.
I'll make a mental note that Ohio campaign even 7.
The most pivotal election of our lifetimes is here. And we actually
Yeah,
have
well, it's
the
more
Green Party.
more like Obama versus McCain right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we can't call this.
All right, we'll be right back to you after this commercial break.
Come to our Lexus dealer in Nashville. Okay.
Tonight's selection is sponsored by Sesame Street.
This is gay.
Oh, this is freaking fly.
Sesame Street. We touch your children.
Oh my.
Sesame Street. Julia has autism, and Elmo's touching your children.
Elmo loves being tickled.
Come to Sesame Street Land. The only place for your little kids. For your little shits, I mean little kids.
Chase Stevens attack ad. Robert Sanders wants to raise funding for education. What does he think we are? A bank?
That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Say no to
come on,
Robert Sanders. Say no. Say no to the liberals. Say no to socialism. I am Chase Stevens. And I approve this message. Hey.
All right. We do have some updates here.
That's great.
Virginia is still the way it is.
Oh, but for slight edge for Robert Sanders.
Georgia is moving closer to Robert Sanders. He's expanded on his lead here.
Okay.
Florida, Robert Sanders has a 7-point lead in Florida. We haven't really called these races, but Robert Sanders has a lead in these states.
All right, from now on, folks, instead of using slides, we're going to use the map because this is too much work.
But we're gonna use the slides for close races.
Yes, close races will be. But on the map, JP, what does it look like?
All right. We have some projections here. West Virginia will go to Chase Stevens. South Carolina goes for Chase South Carolina is still too early to call. Never mind.
Okay. Still a close race.
And
so right now it's Chase Stevens with 24 electoral votes, Robert Sanders with 7, and
yes.
Preston Daves with 0.
Yes. Davies might take Connecticut. Connecticut has some partisan Democrats.
And he'll probably
might
most likely take
New York.
District of Columbia. District of Columbia.
Yeah, it might take DC, yeah.
In my home state of Illinois, I just want to be known that there was a lot of division over who to vote for, Robert Sanders and Marty Davies. But I think really it would depend on these rural suburbs, and if there's enough division, Chase Stevens could even win there.
Yeah, Chase might actually. Um,
Vote splitting.
yeah, there is some vote splitting. Definitely some vote splitting there. But even with vote splitting, it doesn't seem to be affecting Robert Sanders, and it didn't really affect Robert Sanders. I mean, he's leading the national vote by 15 points right now. Yeah, it's very amazing. Let's go to the national vote here. It's still 15 points lead. It's still a 15-point lead for Robert Sanders in the national vote. Republicans actually lead the House vote. That's crazy. Democrats lead the Senate vote, but the thing is, in the Senate, the Republicans have 61 seats. So will that be enough? Will that Democratic momentum be enough to pick up 11 or 12 seats?
You know, the 2018 elections for Troy Hayes' presidency was an absolute bloodbath. And it red blood flowing through the streets of Washington. And those results proved that America was tired of Democratic politics. And they wanted to change. But maybe this election proved to them that they weren't ready for a change. We don't know.
No, this election is just a circus show. I mean, this isn't real. This isn't really. We can't even call this normal politics anymore. This is just crazy.
And you know, this is the new normal. We're gonna have a Green Party candidate, and I think right now we are looking at the death of the Democratic Party.
And also the Republican Party as well. I mean, this is the Republicans' race to win. We had a bad president, a bad economy, Republicans gaining super majorities in both the Senate and the House. It should have been, easy for Republicans to.
And also,
win.
Troy Hay appointed Jeanine Pirro for the Supreme Court, which brought a lot of backlash against his presidency.
Yeah, Senate Majority Leaders J.P. Senzo knew what he was doing, and he actually kind of like pushed Troy Hay to be a little bit more moderate. Either way, Republicans still have a super majority.
Okay, and with the resignation of Anthony Kennedy, there's the question: who will if Chase Stevens wins tonight? You will probably have a Republican majority in the Supreme Court for the next 50 years.
Yes, and that's going to be very bad for Democrats. I think the Democratic Party has just disappeared. I mean, call it what you want. If Robert Sanders or Chase Stevens wins tonight, either way, the Democratic Party loses by a lot.
This will tarnish the Democratic Party's reputation for a long time.
Yeah, this is definitely going to destroy their reputation. We never thought that, exit polls and just early data are just showing Robert Sanders leading in key states here. I just have a hard time right now seeing a path to winning for Chase Stevens. Hey, look, we didn't expect something like this. Minnesota did not expect Jesse Ventura, but he got him as. But they got him as.
Okay. We have some early projections out of the state of Ohio, but not projections, but their calls. So right now, in the state of Ohio, Robert Sanders has 47%, Chase Stevens has 38%, and President Davies has 15%. Out the state of North Carolina, Robert Sanders has 47%, President Davies has 7%, and Chase Stevens has 45%. So Chase Stevens is catching up to Robert Sanders in the state of North Carolina.
Yeah, very very close races in North Carolina. The fact that North Carolina is close, that is bad for Republicans. This is ground sub-zero for Republicans. Ground zero is Florida for Republicans. Ground sub-zero is North Carolina.
All right, so also it tells a compelling story about the campaigns. At the Sanders camp, they're watching ABC. At the Davies camp, they're watching CNN. And at the Stevens camp, they're watching Fox News. So
Obviously.
the story of the media propaganda is still standing in this year.
Yeah.
So do we have any state calls for 8 o'clock? JP?
Yes, we have many state calls for 8 o'clock. We can project that Sanders wins in the state of Massachusetts. Sanders wins all of Maine's congressional districts.
Oh wow.
And we can project Sanders wins Rhode Island. Connecticut is too early to call. New Jersey is too early to call. Delaware, it will go to Robert Sanders. Maryland will go to Robert Sanders. DC, no call yet. Actually, no. DC is projected to go to Marty Davies. That's the first win of the night for the Democrats. They take Washington, D.C. Chase Stevens takes Tennessee, takes Alabama, Mississippi, Oklahoma, his home state of Texas, Kansas, Nebraska at large, and then one of its delegates. South Dakota and North Dakota. Missouri, too early to call. Illinois, too early to call. Pennsylvania, we're still looking at. Pennsylvania could be an interesting race here. Robert Sanders is leading by 11 points there. And these are the results.
May I see the results again? I was away, but I was listening. I just want to see vote totals.
All right. Hold on.
All right.
These are the results right here.
So clearly, Republican states are staying Republican. I don't know what's going on with Democratic states.
Well, there's a bit of vote splitting. Connecticut. We don't want to call too soon yet. Nor New Jersey.
I am absolutely surprised this isn't a landslide for Chase Stevens.
Yeah, I'm absolutely surprised too. Some polls showed Chase Stevens up double digits. But then again, you remember 2012, the Romney campaign thought they had 2012. They were gaining momentum. There was one ABC News poll where Romney was leading by 6 points, and then Obama just blew out Romney. I think you might see some of this. The Republicans were ready to win this. They don't seem to have that landslide that they were promising.
Just terrific, Sam. Thank you.
If I am a Republican, I would get started looking for ideas for new parties. The Republicans haven't won an election since 2004 with George W. Bush.
Yes, they haven't won since 2004. And
that's almost 20 years.
I think CEOs.
But the real loser tonight is the Democrats. They are going to lose the House, probably lose the Senate.
Well, they don't have the Senate, but there's a chance they could gain. But if the Senate is split 50-50, they better hope.
It's probably going to be 53-47. I don't know.
Well, Robert Sands going to have a hard time passing legislation and getting cabinet members confirmed.
Yeah, he's going to have a very hard time with supermajorities in the House and Senate.
And if he decides to run for re-election, then that's going to hurt him too, his lack of legislation.
Yeah. And midterms will probably help the Republican Party then.
Okay, we have just gotten some info out of the Chase Stevens campaign. A spokesperson said, "We are confident in our ability to win this election." Chase
Oh,
has
I know why there's so many ballots cast.
Why?
That's because there's some people that are not in our community.
What do you mean?
There's people not in our community. Check our community members. The vice presidential candidate from Stevens campaign, she can't join our community for whatever reason, but I'll make an exception for that because she just can't. She's having difficulties with that. But there's people that reports have shown that being sent to the ballot is being sent to other communities. Look at the members in MeWe, and we will review this. Because this might actually change a lot.
Breaking news. The Marty Days campaign chair has told everyone in their campaign watch party to go home and get some rest.
Oh, I don't know if they'll sleep knowing that Marty Davies lost bad.
He is telling them that there are still votes to be casted, and apparently they still have a hope, the very little that they're holding on to.
Yes, I mean the Stevens campaign could still win. All right. So Ashton, check the members and check the people who are voting. If they're not in the community and their name is not bitch, they are deleted. Their votes are deleted.
Oh God! So look at all the people leave the Marty Davis headquarters.
Yeah. I
hate to say it, but I find it funny.
Yes, he failed miserably.
Marty Davis has not conceded yet.
Oh yeah, well, the time to concede is probably about now.
But he should start packing his toothbrushes and start getting moving trucks out of the White House.
Oh yeah. We're not even on 8:30 p.m. poll closing. I think the guy's getting Brothers Moving Company. We like to move it. Oh, speaking of which, that's our sponsor, which Marty Davies can use.
All votes are valid.
All votes are valid.
Yes, we just have a big turnout this year.
Okay, guys, the candidates would like to come back into the chat so they can listen out for results.
All right.
On one condition, that they keep their mouths shut.
All right.
Is it okay if they come back in?
Yes.
All righty then.
All right.
JP,
actually,
we have a call.
Check our community members. Because there are, I think there are some votes that are.
No, I just checked and I went back and forth. All votes are valid.
All votes are valid.
Hold on. We have a few fraud votes.
All right.
Okay. But I believe we have a state caller out of the state of Ohio.
I wouldn't call Ohio yet, no.
Or was that was South Carolina? We have a state call out of South Carolina.
Yeah. We have a call from South Carolina. We can project South Carolina will go to Stevens.
And
s-
that adds to Mr. Stevens' electoral count.
yes. Precinct places have found a lot of fraud on the Robert Sanders side. There's been a lot of racist votes for Robert Sanders. Saying kkk at gmail.com and I hate black people, something. I don't know. Those voters are deleted, and I guess don't do voter fraud, and certainly just don't be racist when doing that.
2 people voted for as Ja'Cory S, and so we had to get rid of those votes. But if we look at the refresh vote count with the removal of that fraud vote and the use of racist slander in that vote, you can see that Robert Sanders still leads, but the Republican Party still holding on to the House, but the Democrats still have a lead in the Senate.
Mm-hmm.
So we could see a divided Congress this election.
Yeah, we could see a very divided Congress.
And everyone, we have a live Trump tweet. He said, "Democracy is failing. #sad. #rigged."
Classic, Mr. Trump.
I believe he's starting a news company called Trump TV.
Oh my God! Oh no!
Do the hustle. And dun 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 da 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 da. Do the hustle. And dun, 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 dun,
Mr. Pittman, would you like to share your view on the results of this election? No.
do the hustle. And dun, dun, dun,
Going to
da,
the
da.
juice step and cowboy boogies, grab sweet
No.
No.
and get in with it.
You messed the whole thing up. Thanks, JP. You messed it up.
Oh, you're welcome, Bryson. All right,
Do
we
we have a
have
state call out
some.
of Illinois?
We have some results from Florida that are very important.
Oh wow.
Florida is as close as it can be. A 1-point race. This is too
Oh, my.
close to call.
33. Florida should have like at least 75% in.
Yeah, probably. Well,
Wait, it just updated itself.
all right.
All right, it's just updated. A 1-point race in the state of Florida. This is incredible.
Yeah.
I believe if Robert Sanders didn't jump into the race, it would be a GOP landslide.
Yeah, I mean Robert Sanders, has a new dynamic on this race. Definitely.
And do we have a state call out of Illinois? Hold on.
Oh yeah, Illinois will go to Robert Sanders. So will
This-
Connecticut and New Jersey.
This is crazy.
Great, crazy is not that doesn't even like give justice to how crazy this is. I mean, this is just we have not seen an election like this before. Voters are very mad. Let's look at Georgia here. Georgia, 25% reporting here. Georgia, too close to call. Jay
I'm gonna
Stevens
give me
is
some of
catching
those
up
chummy worms for dessert.
in these states.
Can we
Alright.
get an updated vote total?
The vote total.
Okay, so I have
Robert
to get a piece of
Sanders.
pie.
Chase Stevens is catching up to
So
Robert
what you want me to
Sanders
do?
in the vote totals. Let's look at Virginia here.
What do you want me to do? Hello? Nobody in here?
Yeah. And Virginia, we have some news from Virginia. Virginia is actually now too close to call. You've moved it into the too close to call category. Chase Stevens is catching up in Virginia. As we look over here, Sanders has 80, Chase Stevens has 119, and Davies has 3.
JP, can we go to Florida? This is big news.
Yes. All right, let's look at Florida. Oh, 71% reporting. Chase Stevens has took the lead in Florida. The dynamic is shifting here as we
Yeah. Here up and get you the results. Come on.
Classic Bryson. And we can call Missouri for Chase Stevens. Louisiana will go to Chase Stevens.
Expect it.
Yes. That's a shocker. Marty Davies will win the state of New York.
Not shocking.
We can project that the state of Wyoming, Utah, go to Chase Stevens. The states of New Mexico, Colorado, and Nevada are too early to call. This is the map right now. What's your thoughts on it?
If I were Marty Davis, I would concede.
Duh.
I would have conceded to Chase or Robert. I would just say I'm out of the race.
Yeah.
Show me the map. Show me the map. Put the map up.
This is the map. Well, the theme of this election is, damn, this is crazy.
Change. That's the theme.
Yeah, change. Voters want change. Let's go back to our exit. Our
Where's the map?
It's got more than 2 responses. All right, we're not even gonna do anything.
Where's the map?
Here, I'm gonna share with you the map. Here's the map.
So,
Thank
JP,
you, JP.
JP, we haven't checked in on the Senate. How's the Senate doing?
Well, Senate in Maine, Heidi Allen has beat Senator Susan Collins. She has conceded there. That's a big pickup for the Democrats. North Carolina looks like the Democrat could win there. Very close there. Colorado, Democrats hope to win Colorado. I think they might, actually. It's not looking good for Cory Gardner there.
Alabama has flipped.
No.
What?
No.
No.
In this alternate timeline, Jeff Sessions is still in Alabama.
Okay, yeah, where's that map? Because,
All right. Making the map. Wow. Yeah, Bryce. We have Bryson Pittman, our tough customer here. He represents our audience here. Impatient. And very grumpy sometimes.
no, I am not going to be the senator from Texas. I do not want the job here. No thanks.
And we can project Bryson Pittman has conceded because he's just, I don't know, being weird.
But let's not get nothing messed up. I am withdrawing, not conceding. I won, so forget all yous.
All right. he conceded because he can. And that's star power, isn't it?
Does anyone know what former President Hay has to say about this election?
Oh, he ain't speaking a word after his devastating presidency.
Apparently, he is disappointed with his vice president.
Oh yeah, I think disappointment is a lack of better words. There's a all right.
But we
wait. We have the races have gotten tighter.
oh my.
Oh yeah.
Is there a tie?
Time to check for fraud.
Because I can't tell because there's no map.
There's no
Stop
fraud.
being whiny.
Hold on. Is there no fraud? Oh my god.
All right.
There is no fraud so far.
Georgia is too close to call now.
The race is super
33%
tight.
reporting out of Georgia. Chase Stevens is taking the lead in Georgia.
Oh my lord.
Yeah. Georgia looks like
The
a pretty.
The map.
Oh my God. Will you stop asking where? Where is the map? Where is the
JP.
map? Oh my God. You're always asking for a damn map.
JP Lorenzo Senzo. Show the map.
All right. You happy now? You got your map.
Oh my. I
And we
can't
have
see a way.
projection. One of Nebraska's districts goes to Chase.
What if this election goes to the House?
Republicans have retained their majority in the House. Senate, we don't know yet. And
This election could be so split.
yes,
that-
there is scenarios where Robert could actually lose the popular vote.
But when the Electoral College?
Actually, no, that'd be the reverse. I meant Chase.
So voting trends so far have shown positive. I'm surprised the South hasn't gone more blue, but vote splitting.
Yes, there has been a lot of vote splitting, and hey, look, I think if Marty Davis weren't in the race, this would actually be a clear-cut Robert Sanders victory.
And can I just see the map so I can make my own
All right.
to see how the results are holding up?
Yeah, because JP is being a lazy case. It's not doing nothing. Do nothing. So yeah.
Just keep it up there for a second. I will tell you when I'm done.
Yeah, this night is going very interesting. I mean, the early results looked like a landslide for Robert Sanders, but then we found the racist fraud.
We can now call it the full state of Nebraska for Chase Stevens.
Yes. The whole state of Nebraska
Expected.
goes for Chase.
It will come down to Florida and Pennsylvania with an addition of Ohio.
All right.
Hmm.
And speaking of Ohio, let's look at Ohio right now. Ohio razor thin, 50% reporting. What a race.
We may actually see a Chase Stevens presidency.
We
can project Robert Sanders has won the state of Florida.
I wouldn't call that. Hell, Florida is where Stevens is leading.
We can project that Ron DeSantis had a heart attack because he ate too many cheeseburgers with Donald Trump.
Oh, no, that's Chris Christie.
Can we call state of Virginia yet?
The state of Virginia. We cannot call Virginia. It's actually gotten a tad
The
big.
state of Virginia
Shut up!
is projected to go to Marty Davies.
God, Bryson, do you want me to do a little kicking action? No. I do not.
And then you're gonna get kicked from your own community because I'm the mod and I can like, boop, stump you out?
Marty
Actually, I'm
Davies.
honored, bitch. Try me.
Marty Davies is probably the worst thing that could ever happen for Robert Sanders.
And Virginia. It's a 1-point race in Virginia. Very close all around.
But here's the thing: if Chase Stevens does win the presidency, the Democrats have the potential in the 2022 midterms to sweep and win both the House and the Senate.
Oh yeah, I think they could do that.
So if I'm a Democrat, I'm hoping that either Robert Sanders or Chase Stevens will win.
Yeah. If you're a Democrat, I think you're hoping for Robert Sanders. If you're a Republican, obviously you're hoping for Chase Stevens. Just too close to call all
If
around.
we cut to the Chase Stevens headquarters, people are cheering and laughing. And
Yeah, they're coming back. It was silent at the beginning of the night. Now we start to see enthusiasm. We start to see a lot of people just cheery and excited. They feel like they're still in the game and they can win this. Do we have a slide for Pennsylvania?
But one thing we do not want is another 2000.
No, I do not want. I need my sleep.
I don't think we can handle another recount.
That would be annoying. Robert's probably going to ask for one anyway.
All right. So the
All right.
election, it's super tight. So far in the election, 15% for President Davies, 40% for Mr. Stevens, and 9% for and 45% for Governor Sanders.
All right, Pennsylvania's just looking awfully close here. 43 to 42. That's just.
What will be Robert Sanders' saving grace is wins in California, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Virginia.
Yeah, we haven't really gotten to those yet.
But about those states, Robert Sanders has no chance at the presidency.
Yeah.
And if we cut to the Marty Davies camp, they just removed the balloons that were hanging from the ceiling for a balloon drop.
Yeah, they don't need their balloons.
I want to go over there and pop all of them.
Yeah. All right, do we have any more? And ooh.
What is it?
We have some news from PA here.
Oh my goodness.
This is a 4-point lead for Chase Stevens right now in PA.
But let me tell you, if Democrats take back the Senate, Chase Stevens will have a horrible time getting legislation passed.
Oh yeah, he's gonna.
Okay, he will have trouble getting a Supreme Court nominee through. He'll have trouble getting cabinet nominees.
Forget about it.
It's gonna be a nightmare. And so far, it's looking like in a major flip, the Democrats could win. Okay.
Oh yeah, I mean.
Well, we are seeing major races in states like Kansas and Georgia and Texas. Florida has a good chance of flipping right now. So people are ready for change in both the presidency and the Senate.
Yeah, the key word is change. 50% of the voters voted for change, according to our exit poll, which has like 2 votes. But
I'll vote on your exit poll.
All right, cool. Go vote.
This,
I need to vote on my exit poll too.
As Rachel Maddow said on 2016, Holy crap, this election's crazy. But that was Troy Haynes, Infinite Kid. Infinite Kid had a lot of controversy going to that election.
Yeah,
And it was almost impossible for him to win.
the Republicans couldn't have a candidate that election. We have some breaking news out of Virginia here. Let me share you the results here.
All right.
45 for Chase Stevens to 41 for Robert Sanders.
This is a turnaround.
Yes, it's looking like a turnaround here.
All right. So.
And we can project Chase Stevens will win in the state of Arizona.
This is just wow.
And we also have another projection. Chase Stevens wins in the state of Georgia, North Carolina, and Ohio. He has also taken the state of Florida.
If I'm Robert Sanders, I'm grabbing the phone to concede.
Oh yeah, he should.
Because there's no way they can make up the votes.
10:30 here. Montana goes for Chase Stevens. Iowa goes for Chase Stevens. Nevada and Colorado, we can actually no, they're too close to call. We have to really wait till we see those.
And the mood has gone absolutely quiet in the Sanders headquarters.
Oh yeah, the Sanders headquarters just
their mood changed.
Really excited. And this was going to be They thought, oh yeah, we're gonna win big tonight. Now let's look at the Sanders path to winning, because that's
gonna be.
All right.
They have no path.
First, he has to win these states, right? Actually, I'll put these in lean. He has to win these states, right? He has to, those are his state. These are very liberal states. Plus Nevada, Colorado, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, PA, Virginia, and it just goes to the House. And even then, it just turns into a tie.
So unless he can convince some House voters before January 3rd, 2021, he can't win.
No, he can't. And this is a big problem for Robert Sanders.
Before, when the evening started, it was a big Robert Sanders will win the presidency. Now it's, for most liberals, it's midnight in America.
Yeah, well, here's why Robert Sanders didn't win. He didn't campaign once in the state of Florida. He didn't campaign once in the state of Ohio. He didn't even campaign once in the state of Pennsylvania. So what's the difference between Robert Sanders and the Miami Dolphins?
They actually show up.
Yes. And the Miami Dolphins know where Florida is. Robert Sanders apparently doesn't.
And Robert Sanders was holding all these press conferences criticizing the president. He couldn't differentiate himself from the president.
Yeah, I mean, hey, look, he went on the path of John McCain. When it came to, hey, look, we're not good, and stuff like that. We can change and everything. But Obama ended up being the change candidate in that election. But this has been, either way, this is the most electoral votes a Green Party's got in American history. And I think that needs to be noted.
It's 11 o'clock on the East Coast, and we have some projections.
Yes. Washington, Oregon, and California go for Robert Sanders. Idaho goes for Chase Stevens. too close to call out of all these states. Oh, and Hawaii goes for Robert Sanders. All right. So this is the map here. 256 for Stevens, 163 for Robert Sanders.
So, what do you think we could expect from President Stevens?
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves here, but we could expect. Oh, sorry.
Uh-oh.
All right, I'm back on.
That's great.
All right. Now
And Chase Stevens is watching results of his vice president, his wife, his 4 children, his campaign managers. It is going to be a big night. So,
all right.
hip hip hooray. We have a new president today. I have a feeling that Marty Davies knew he couldn't win.
Oh well. Yeah.
Look, Chase
Hey, look,
Stevens
some
home-
people from the Davies campaign thought that they would win based off of incumbency and the fact that this president did stuff, but it just turned out that that wasn't the case. And
here's what I find interesting. Chase Stevens' home state's Dallas, Texas. He is waiting for results in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
yeah, he's waiting
In the
Wisconsin,
Midwest, the Rust Belt.
Chase Stevens has a headquarters in Wisconsin. Wisconsin's actually tied right now, 43 to 43. Minnesota, Robert Sanders is leading in. Michigan, Chase is leading in just barely. Something tells me this election is going to go into a recount because the popular vote is just so close. They're practically tied. But states like Ohio, I think we're pretty safe. That we called it. There would have to be a lot more votes.
I believe we can make a call out of Virginia.
Yes, we can. We can project that Chase Stevens wins in Virginia. And now that makes
That makes Chase Stevens the 47th
president of the United States.
So that's that.
Yeah. Robert Sanders, the Sanders campaign is just they're still proud that they have won 163 electoral votes.
So this is quite interesting, actually.
Yes. If we look at the popular vote here, they're still tied. Unless I refresh it. Well, Virginia was a state that Robert didn't even campaign in.
I believe he thought he had it in the bag.
Yeah, he thought, hey, look, I have Virginia, I have Michigan, and then Chase Stevens campaigned there. And
This is
Chase
just an
Stevens
election.
has won the presidency. This is very upsetting to some Democrats here. Now, there's still a lot of time to vote, and the remaining vote might go a bit to Democrat, but even that, it won't change much. I mean, the fact that you don't even campaign in Virginia, you don't even campaign in Florida, you don't even campaign in Ohio, you don't even campaign, in these crucial swing states, that really shows something. That's going to show.
How much did he win by?
All right. So this is the map right now. Now, these states we haven't called yet, but Chase Stevens is leading in Pennsylvania. He's leading in Michigan.
Okay, so wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. There has been no projected winner of Pennsylvania. And how many votes does he lead by?
He literally just leads by like 2 points.
No. This race is not going to be called. So if there is an uncalled race, uncall it. Wait to see if there's any more votes to come in. Then you call it.
Well, the big chunk of votes has already come in.
How many votes?
22 votes.
Oh. God. Wow. Okay.
How many members are in this community?
50.
I think you should still wait.
Yeah, but there's a lot of inactive members. This is probably
too soon. Too soon to call it. No.
Well, we take our projections very seriously and very cautious with each call. And let's say that let's give Robert the benefit of the doubt. He wins all these states remaining, and let's say he somehow wins Florida.
This race should not be called until there is for sure amount of enough vote. 22 might be all that might vote, but we still need to be sure because if everybody votes
sure. We are sure. Trust me. I know how active my community actually is.
JP, check PMs.
See, even if Robert Sanders wins Virginia, which is close, but Chase Stevens won, even if that happens, Stevens still would win. They win this by the House. So.
And people are leaving Robert Sanders' headquarters.
Yes, the Robert Sanders headquarters is.
This was supposed to be Robert Sanders' night.
Yeah, it was. The country was ready for change, but not progressive change.
So who would like to be putting Robert Sanders to the door? I think this is where we should start. Where we should stop our election coverage.
Hey, look, I just want to get into our exit polls if they have like more than. They just have 2 responses. I'm gonna go and do the exit polls. I'm too lazy. So, Ashton, who did you vote for? Oh, wait, you voted for Marty.
All right, we thank you all for watching this election live stream.
Bye, guys.
Bye.